Watercooler. Watercooler. Watercooler.
Hello and welcome to Watercooler, episode number 274, also known, Caelan, as 69 plus 69 plus 69 plus 67.
That's a lot.
We are getting close to the four-banger. I'm really excited. You know how the show goes. I had Chris Laxamana kick with my Curl Digital Buds, like the aforementioned Caelan Biehn.
What's going on?
Gary Smith.
What's up?
Matt Fondiler.
Hey, brother.
And Mike Dawson.
Four-banger, also known as four-banger.
Yep. It could be. I'll take either one at this point. Thank you again for hanging out with us. We got a really great show lined up for you. If ever, I don't know if people notice who've signed up for our Facebook group, but you can put what your favorite part of the show is. I mean, there's one person that put like, "Oh, I like flicking the bean."
Nice. Me too.
Me too.
Yeah,
Thank you,
I think
Matt.
it was Matt that did it.
Yeah.
No, people are putting flicking. People are putting Shea Fondiler. People are putting Dawson. Just the word Dawson, which we really appreciate.
That's what happens when you don't, just limit yourself to one thing.
But the resounding response is comments. People love the comments, and they like the way that we interact with each other. And I agree. I think it's so fun.
Where'd you come up with the idea for that? Like, it's obviously our most successful segment. Like, this just came to you one day. Like, I'm just going to start reading comments.
Truthfully,
Yeah.
Howard Stern.
No, I want you to lie.
Howard Stern did it, and he would every once in a while he would read emails, and they were boring. Like he's like, "Oh, this person loved when Ronnie said this," and for some reason I thought that's kind of interesting, like at least to me. And then we have like such funny listeners anyway, so it's just kind of cool how everyone kind of became a part of the show. So
yeah,
I'm all for that.
Love it.
Yeah, that's how. So why don't we get into it? Let's get into
nothing else to catch up on. You don't have gout anymore.
Do you have a gout?
Gout update.
Do you have gout?
Yeah, I'll give you a gout update, and shout out once again to the Gout King. I'm not at 100% yet. I'm probably at 90. I feel like I'm at 90. It's still tight.
I would say you're at 75 when you're moving quickly.
Dude, when I'm running, I can't run on it yet.
Yeah.
And I was running around a little today.
I did see you do like 5 or 6 paces of a run, and then it quickly went into the limp.
I call it the gout gallop. It's kind of the way it looks like a gallop because I can't put a lot of weight onto my left ankle. So yeah, the gout lip. Are you happy, Matt? Did that gout update?
Well, I'm just saying. I don't know if we go into it so quickly. That's all.
You're right. Well, I mean, we catch up. We can catch up throughout the show.
Yeah.
You know, I had something funny happen to me. I was telling Caelan this the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
It was something funny.
I think it's something funny. By the way, speaking of funny, Dawson, before the show comes up, what did you say?
I said I got a story from the smokehouse that's kind of funny.
It's called
I
hype.
turned her back around. I said, "You like the way I tampered that?"
Yeah, I know. I don't know if he undersold it or oversold it.
We'll find out.
But Caelan, how's T-Fig and T-Cow doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty
Caelan's
good.
gamer buddies.
One of them's going out of town for a few weeks, so
Caelan's
that's my main homie.
They don't have internet where he's going?
He doesn't. They do, but he's not going to bring like his whole console and everything.
What's wrong with that? You can do
Quitter.
that. Yeah.
Loser.
Yeah, if he was really into this
Yeah.
game, he would take it with him.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Chris
does.
Caelan was so upset the other night because a rando got online and had 0 kills, 0 deaths, and it was basically just a nothing on his team.
It wasn't a rando. That's the thing. He's friends with the guy that I play with, Fig. Now, Fig is like the best of our crew. That's for sure. So his friend in like real life, we needed a third. He's like, he's joining us. Fine. And
Fig vouched for this guy?
Fig vouched for him.
Fig.
And
0
then
kills.
we got deep into a game of Warzone. I did really well. Fig did pretty good, and this guy had 0 kills with 0 damage. That's tough to do. To have 0 damage that late in the game, you have to kind of be trying.
Now, that's him taking 0 damage or giving out
Giving
0
out. He took a lot of damage. Too much damage. And I was very frustrated. I had to just sign off. And vent to Chris about it.
Caelan was really upset.
I was having a good day.
Yeah, that really ruined it. So I was thinking about playing video games, and when I was in OKC, I hooked up the PlayStation in the hotel, and I was playing a game, and about I don't know, 5 minutes into the game. This is a game called Rogue Company. It's 4 versus 4, and you just try to kill each other. It's super fun. But during the game, this guy comes on the with his microphone because you can talk to your team, and he is so mad at our team. And he's just like, "You guys suck. I'm carrying this entire team. You're the worst." But the thing is, he sounded like he was 7. Okay, I thought it was a girl because his voice is so high pitched. But eventually, find out, it's just a boy. It's a kid, and he is just cursing up a storm, just talking so much smack, and then and he's just going for a few rounds, just him talking. I purposely am not talking, but you can probably hear my breathing, which kind of sucks. But so I'm not saying a word, and then all of a sudden, this guy just comes on, and he's just like, "Bro, chill, all right." You picked the character's name's Lancer. He's kind of like the odd job, like the character that kind of has an edge over all the other ones. Like, you picked Lancer. She's the best in the game, all right? And you're not doing that great. You should be killing it, and you're not. So you need to chill out and stop talking all this shit. And the kid's like, "No, man, I'm carrying the team. You need to listen to me." He's like, "No, you got it all wrong. You're not even using the right gun with her." And they're going at it, right? So the entire game, now there's just this old guy and this boy just fighting. And as the game continues, this kid is now talking shit on me because I'm not doing great. I'm basically the Fig's buddy. Right? I'm just taking a lot of damage and I'm not doing anything.
And you're also not talking, which makes him think you're an easy target to pile on.
Lax, what the hell, man? You gotta pick it up. Oh my God, you suck. And then there are times that I'm the last guy left on the team, and everybody
because you've been hiding the whole time.
Yeah, and everybody now gets to watch me. Like, if you're dead, you watch my camera. So everyone's just watching me play, and I can just hear them groaning at all my terrible decisions and all my awful skills, to the point where now this kid and this guy are both talking shit on me.
Oh no!
And I'm like, oh geez, now it's coming. I'm getting it from both ends. And then all of a sudden they're like, the guy just sneaks a compliment to the kid. "But by the way, man, you're doing pretty good with Lancer." Yeah. I thought, I tried using that gun you had, and I thought it worked out. "Yeah, man, I told you good. Yeah, that's really good." And all of a sudden, now they're becoming best buds. And by the end of the game, they were like, "Hey, man, you get my friend request?" Like, they became best buds, and they related by hating me.
Yep.
And I'm just taking it.
That's how all of us relate.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just listening to it this entire time. Of course, I'm not going to chime in now. Like, it's already been too long. Like, "Hey, guys, can you quit it?" Like, we're trying to win here. So that was a weird experience. How I basically made 2 enemies become best friends because
you're a peacemaker.
Yeah, because I suck so bad. So
next time it happens, you got to have eat a bag of dicks chambered, ready to go.
Yeah.
And then run at one of the characters like a suicide bomber and take one of them out with you and then sign off the game.
Yeah, because a lot of people do talk.
Run away.
Yeah, and then just sign out.
Because a lot of people do talk crap on me. And when you talk, a little icon comes up onto the screen like Lax is talking. And sometimes I'll sneeze or I'll breathe, so they'll know I have a mic. And after all the shit talking, like, "Dude, just saw your thing. You know you can talk to us, man. Say something to us. Well, Chris, you can hear us." And I'm not. And they just see that.
I was wondering about that earlier. There's got to be a mute button either on your headset or on the game where you can just turn that off, right?
Yeah, but it's like a whole process. You have to press 3 buttons.
It's 3 buttons.
Yeah. I think in your entire life, you've told several stories here about people kind of ganging up on you, and you have a hard time speaking up for yourself. I feel like in the video game community, this is your one chance to just be, completely uncensored.
You're completely right.
If you can't do it here, you're lost.
No, Matt and Dawson, you're completely right. But my scoreboard did not reflect any sort of defense that I could really give. Like, guys, you guys are being real mean right now, all right? I'm trying my best. And I am really bringing the team down. I am obviously the weakest link. Like, everything they're saying is completely valid. So I'm just taking it. And it's kind of like MJ in that doc,
Next time,
I'll take it personally.
Try something like, "Hey, I want you guys to know that you're really hurting my feelings."
Yeah. Can you write something
That'll
out?
work on gamers.
Yeah.
That'll definitely get a great response.
I'm really not feeling the love here, guys.
Yeah.
See, Chris, I haven't done this in a long time, but as I recall, the last time I was engaged in it, I had a lot of fun just talking shit during video games, even if I wasn't doing great. just, it's like a very anonymous place. Nothing's going to happen. Like, don't be mean or anything, but like, just fuck with people.
No, you're totally right. And there is a time and place. And usually when I have friends too, we like to do it. But there are other times where I just want to play the effing game. I don't feel like being social. And that was one of those times.
There you go.
There you go. All right, now
it's time for listener.
It's time for listener.
Oh yeah! All right, you know what it's time for. Casey Peters just said it. Facebook.
And a lot of preamble in the show. A lot of unnecessary stuff that an editor would just have a field day with.
We edit nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So these are listener comments and clan mail from our face. From our.
See, if we edited things, that part would absolutely be cut out.
This is
Clam mail.
This is all from our Facebook group, and if anybody wants to chime in or post anything or join the discussion with the Bobo Boy Army community, it's very easy. Just go to facebook.com/groups/Bobo Boy Army Worldwide LLC. Answer a couple questions. And you're in.
I think we should make we should make a subset of the group that's all that and then the word nation. So it'd be facebook.com/group/Bobo Boy Army Worldwide LLC Nation.
Steve, please don't do that.
Yeah.
It's hard enough to manage this shit as it is. The URL is long enough.
Subgroup.
Steve, please don't do that.
You have to answer 10 questions.
That's too much.
And they have nothing to do with the show.
That's too much even for me.
Just our vocabulary.
But speaking of clan mail, Gage Hamilton created a poll.
Oh, I feel bad for Gage now, being linked with this trash segment.
He just put the poll. The poll is clan mail or regiment mail.
Yeah,
remember we switched it to regiment mail because Caelan said video game clans are actually called regiments now.
Yeah, on Warzone, yeah.
Yeah, so instead of clan mail, it's regiment mail. And how to say everybody in the poll? Number one in the number one spot of which we should be calling it clan mail.
This is why we can't have nice things.
By a landslide.
It's spelled with a C.
It's not, though. No, it's definitely not spelled. Oh, I mean, it's spelled with definitely spelled with a C, not spelled with a K.
Yeah.
Okay. This is why it shouldn't be called that. Can we
do not spell with a K.
my point?
So how many anti-Semites do we have in our group? That
Zero.
are voting in this poll.
All right, but anyway, people like clan mail because it's instead of comments and fan mail, comments and clan mail.
Again,
it's just not advisable. I don't.
And next up, second place, clam mail. Dawson mentioned it. Clam mail.
Yeah. Okay.
Then after that, the Triple C Cooler Clan Correspondence.
I voted for that one.
That one's pretty good.
Dawson voted.
I voted for that.
And then claw mail. And then last place, regiment mail. So I'm just saying, I don't know if regiment mail is going to stay. Poll's still open. David O'Hanlon, he wrote in a comment. Bread ends are awesome, especially with cheese on toast, as the ends hold heat much better and the cheese becomes meltier.
Interesting.
Good thought.
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe that.
I like
and
that.
I'm all for that. Give me a grilled
when you
cheese.
back it with science.
I
Remember that.
had a grilled cheese
That's
the
not
other
a
day.
grilled cheese. It's talking about toasted cheese.
Yeah.
I had a grilled cheese the other day. I went to a restaurant and they had a short rib grilled cheese, and it had their little logo next to it, which meant it was one of their signature items. And that's all you need for me to bait me in ordering it. So I ordered the short rib grilled cheese, and it was a huge sandwich with a bunch of short rib and some melted cheese on there. It looks like it was toasted. And I'm like, people are getting. I know this is a Corolla
Kind of sounds
rant,
like what they advertised.
but this is no. But I want a grilled cheese smushed, and I want it like all cooked together as one unit.
Sure. When you start adding meats into a grilled cheese, you have to be very, very careful that the cheese is actually throughout.
Yeah.
And it makes a grilled cheese.
I think also
you can't grill a sandwich with some fucking cheese on it and call it a grilled cheese if it's like piled this high with
If I
ham.
can remove the top slice of bread with my hand just real easily with my fingers, that's not a grilled cheese. It has to be one unit.
Agreed. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
All right.
And there are people who do it. Like the grilled cheese truck out here does a great short rib grilled cheese or pulled pork grilled cheese, but you don't use that much pulled pork. You can't.
Yeah.
Or it's no longer a grilled cheese.
I agree. Okay. Yeah, let's get the grilled cheese back, everybody. Speaking of restaurants, though, Mystery Bag was a huge hit.
Yeah.
Remember Mystery Bag?
How can you forget?
Yeah, that's right. Everybody loved the idea of going to a place to eat, not knowing what you're going to get, just paying for something, receiving a mystery bag, and going off to enjoy it.
tradesies.
No
New
trade.
wrinkle. New wrinkle. You don't even get to pick your drink.
Yeah, I'm for that. Sure.
If you want a soda, you might get orange.
I thought that was
You
implied.
might not even get a soda.
You might get water.
That
Might be an alcoholic and get a beer. It's
Yeah.
tough shit. Drink up.
Well, people
How the
loved
store's ruining lives.
Mystery Bag and how it solved what they were calling option paralysis,
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like that word.
because that's a thing, right?
I saw them at Echoplex.
Option paralysis. Yeah, I'd watch their show. But Renee Hughes wrote in, the restaurant should obviously have been called What's on the Menu.
Yep. Truer words never been spoken.
Well done. You get stripes. Who is that?
That Renee Hughes.
Renee Stripes.
Yeah, nice job,
You're
Renee.
now a producer of this show.
Yeah, and then someone, I didn't get the name, but someone also commented, and their slogan should have been, "We edit nothing." Yeah, so
This
it
is a
should have
restaurant
all.
we were born to make.
We already made the restaurant. We didn't realize it, but thanks. Those are great suggestions for the once known restaurant known as Mystery Bag. All right, Raul Carvajal. Carvajal. He made a little Photoshop of the Gout Gang, and it's all of us, and we look like we're in a nice R&B group. So thanks, guys. Look, we got a little R&B band going. The Gout Gang.
Any fan art is encouraged.
We love fan art.
I like to. I'm into the economy of words, so I like to squeeze it together and just call it fart.
Good call.
I like that too. Doss, what's some good R&B that you like?
Whoa.
He must really like it.
I do like some good R&B. Fucking the first thing that comes to my mind is Robert Cray.
Yeah, he's like kind of blues R&B.
That should cry.
He cray.
You know, I wasn't going to go there, Gary.
I couldn't help
Definitely
myself.
occurred to me, too.
I couldn't help myself. It wasn't a good joke. I'm not proud of myself.
Welcome to my life.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't named an album that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You'll have to give me some time to think
Yeah, think
about it
about
because I got 3 80 gigabyte iPods.
Yeah.
And all 3 of them were synced to the iTunes at different times. So there's anywhere between 23,000 and 25,000 songs on each one of these. And so when we're hanging out, I just throw this shit on shuffle, and I've got a deep shitload of R&B on there.
Yeah. We used to play the
And,
range game with those iPods.
I'll go back. I'll hear a song. Go, oh, I need to know who this is. I'll go back and look at it and be like, all right, never heard of them,
There was
and I never remember. So
before your time here, Caelan, there was a show where we went out to San Diego, and August got us a limo.
Nice.
And we all piled into this limousine to go do a live show at the American Comedy Club or somewhere around there. And we played this thing called the range game where Dawson and Lynch and everyone had their iPods, because this is when you didn't have music on your phone, so you just had it all in your iPod still. And what it was is you put your iPod on shuffle, and you would see who had the most range between the first song and the second song that played.
genres.
In genre, yeah. It was a
So
good
like
time.
if Metallica came up, and then something from Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell, and then some classical music.
Good
you
range.
had to get that. You had to get that far to get a point,
Yeah.
and then you could keep going. You'd be like, "Oh, I feel this." Now, for me, the trouble spots were if anything from the Grateful Dead or Rush comes up as one of my first 3, I ain't going for 4 because I got like 50,000 Grateful Dead songs in there. So,
Caelan, what song, if you were, let's say your brother needed a ride somewhere, and you was like, okay, no problem, and him and his friends, and you don't know these friends.
Which brother?
Does that matter?
Yeah, his brothers. Some of his brothers are my age. Some of his brothers
Little
are 17.
Little Bean.
Another one's
Little
5.
Bean needs to ride some. No, not that Little Bean.
No,
I don't know which one.
Okay, let's do
Which Bean? The
let's
brother?
do one of the
Bean who was
twins
on the show.
Let's do your older brother. One of
Which
your
one?
older brothers. Does that matter? They're twins. My God. Okay, this hypothetical has been ruined.
Pick the brother that you feel has the highest bean scale.
Oh,
Oh, I don't know. If that's
Ooh,
fair.
yeah. See, he's not going to do that.
Okay, okay. Let's just say you have a car full of
It's
people.
the one who listens to this show, so none of them.
Poor Chris.
Caelan,
He's got
you have a
gout.
car full of people. You're in charge of the radio.
Now they're not even related. Now
I don't care. Caelan, you're in charge of the radio. You have to put on a song that kind of gets everybody in a good mood. What song do you put on that is kind of a people pleaser for everybody in the car?
I would just go back to probably my favorite band, any Sublime song.
You would
be my go-to.
you just put on some Sublime. Okay,
Can't go wrong with that.
I'd be okay being in that car then. Sure,
I would play that between any one of my brothers,
regardless of age.
regardless of age.
Well, great.
What do you mean? Don't look at me. Your hypothetical starting. What song would you put on to get your brother hype? The 16-year-old's going to be different from the 5-year-old.
Not with Caelan.
Get out of here.
Yeah, not with Caelan. All right, Mike Carey Walper, speaking of music, he was just talking about some of the first CDs he bought when he was 10. Green Day.
Mike Carey Walper,
Walper.
MC Dubs.
Wow.
First CD he bought when he was 10. Green Day, Dookie. That's a great
great
record.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MTV Jock Jams. Was that an MTV
Yeah.
release?
Yeah.
Puff Daddy and the Family, No Way Out.
Yeah.
Sure. He purchased it at the Warehouse, which is now Bob's Big Boy. And he still knows every word of Mo Money, Mo Problems. So do I. And All About the Benjamins. There's a rock remix on there with Dave Grohl, too, which was weird enough. But it got him into the Foo Fighters. So he's just talking about and then everyone kind of just started commenting about their first CDs.
Love it.
Backtrack just a second. You know who I really love is Sade. Now, is she R&B?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
so.
I think so. I think we can call that R&B.
But anyway, so everyone's talking about their first CDs. I remember mine, Foo Schniggins.
Foo Schniggins.
I don't know what that is.
I was a
either,
gift,
man.
and it was a rap trio.
Okay.
Local.
That was what they were called, or that was the name of the album?
Local,
It's an Insane Clown Posse record. Foo Schniggins.
local. I don't know. Good, no.
Produced by that Kevin Smith.
But yeah, and I was thinking about CDs and just how those are just gone now, right? Nobody releases
no.
CDs. Nobody has CDs.
I don't think new ones are issued, but there's got to be a niche. I mean, you go to Amoeba, they have.
I'll be printing 1,000 of the last Honky Tonk Hero when it comes time.
CDs absolutely still exist, and I know this because my dad that's the only way I can get him music like new.
Really?
Yeah. For Christmas or Hanukkah, get him an album. Not
You
going to
just
get
get
him the
him
MP3 download link. He's not going to know what to do with that.
For real radio people, too, like real music directors at radio stations, you need your computer to do so much other fucking stuff that when you have a stack of music to listen to, CDs.
That's the way to do it.
You can operate a CD player and not have to tie up your computer.
Gary, does your Tesla have a CD player?
No. Also doesn't have AM radio, which is fucking
Whoa.
bizarre.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. But I mean, look, if you want it bad enough, which sometimes I do, I don't listen to AM radio that often. I'm mostly a podcast guy. But if you want it bad enough, you just download the iHeartRadio app, and that has every AM station.
You can stream it.
There you go.
Yeah.
So your phone's connected. It's an extra step, absolutely. But yeah, it's just whatever.
I mean, come on, Elon. How big is a fucking AM transmitter?
Yeah.
It's not difficult.
What about you, Caelan? Does your car have a CD player?
I don't think so.
Oh, he doesn't even know.
I have
Even
no,
care.
but I don't know.
That
Yeah.
would surprise me.
If it does,
What year is your car?
2018.
Yours probably does not.
I don't think so.
yeah.
Your car does, right, Matt?
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
My car has a CD player, and it holds my phone holder, which was meant to be put in the CD player because I haven't
Nice.
listened to CD in so long. But
There's usually just some random ass CD in there from one time or another.
yeah,
My first CDs, by the way, purchased at Tower Records, which in itself is a memory that you can't really repeat because
Right.
Tower's pretty much gone. Went there and got No Doubt Tragic Kingdom.
Okay.
And then I was, let's say, 8 years old, 7 years old, saw an album that had the name Matthew on it, which I, of course, recognize as my own name. Turns out, years later, Dave Matthews Band, Crash,
Oh.
which turned out to be an album that I really enjoyed through high school.
so you just saw Matthews Band, you're like, hey,
That is exactly what happened. So my parents paid for those 2 CDs in those weird little plastic rack things that they had to kind of undo to release the CD. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
You know why?
you
A very good friend of mine, the gentleman named Hale Milgram, who was the president of Capitol Records, at the dawn of the CD. He was the guy who got the CD industry to finally just plastic wrap the CD.
Yeah.
The reason why they had that big fucking bracket is because everyone in the music industry, they were used to having a 12 by 12 album cover to put all this information and pictures and shit. They didn't want to go back to this. So they compromised at that fucking thing.
Jeez.
Huh.
And Hale Milgram got rid of it.
What about
Good for him.
What about vinyl? You guys into vinyl at all? I know Dawson is. He's been posting some pictures, but you guys,
I own a couple of albums, but as art, I don't have anything to play.
you don't
them on.
play it. You don't listen to
I
them.
don't even own a turntable.
The recent experiences I've had with vinyl have both been in hotel rooms where like fun, kitschy, hipstery hotel rooms have like a record player and some records in it. So when we went to Miami recently, there was, God, what was it? It was like Frank Sinatra or something
all
like
Will
that.
Smith.
Yeah, that would have
It was
been great.
all Will Smith 45s.
And when
And
we,
Gloria Estefan.
when we celebrated my wife's birthday several years ago in Napa, we stayed at this crazy like Italian villa thing with Patrick. It was many years ago.
Oh, yeah.
But that place had a record player, but only like Italian music, like Italian
That's cool.
records from way back in the day or opera music, and it was amazing.
I have Il Trovatore on vinyl. I listened to
really?
it, like a couple of weeks ago, dude. Opera on vinyl is really fucking cool.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
something
sure.
about the scratch of a record and that kind of old timey thing. It kind of almost puts you there.
Because I mean, I was talking to people who release music now, and Dawson included. Like vinyl is, you want to release vinyl, you got to get vinyl pressed. I know DJs who are only vinyl now. Like those are like, and they're like the hot DJs of today. Like they're like, oh yeah, I only spin vinyl,
Well, how else are you supposed to do that? Wick, 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 waka, waka.
dude.
Well, you're not supposed to.
You're not. Yeah. Okay. By the way, I'm glad Matt brought that up because I don't really know personally how to really work a turntable. I just have never been
You
around.
don't?
I know.
Right,
Look, I'm
guys?
serious. Caelan, do you?
I do not.
Yeah. See, so I'm not big on vinyl or turn. It was just never part of anything I've been around. Go ahead, Matt.
Can I get the longer one?
Yeah.
So we call it the claw because it's like the claw.
That's my favorite.
I'm gonna get all my drops on vinyl now. Just to
Oh,
annoy
there you
all.
go. We could sell those.
What we're doing, just to make the vinyl cool, is at the very end of side one, my old bass player Tim had played a Hammond B3 track on the song Circling the Drain. And he mic'd it, he engineered it, he did all the stuff. And as soon as he finished playing the take that he knew was going to be the take, he waited 3 seconds and then yelled, "They can all suck my dick."
Get that
And
drop.
you don't record something like this unless he meant to do this. So as tribute to him, but only on the vinyl, side one ends with Tim yelling, "They can all suck my dick."
Wow.
That's a lovely.
It's an
It's strong
lovely
too.
tribute.
It's good. It's fitting.
But yeah, Matt, I do know. From the times I have used a turntable, I have to use every ounce of willpower, discipline, strength to not try to scratch. Like just
Just a little remix.
do a little remix because I hear it's really awful for the records.
Yeah.
And like you just ruin them because you're the needle just carving into it. So I guess it's not really highly recommended. But
To take this a step further, does anyone in this room remember the first cassette they got?
Michael Jackson,
It was New Kids on the Block.
nice.
Again, purchased by my parents for me, not knowing what music I would like.
Mine was given to me behind my parents' back, I believe. It was Pearl Jam's 10.
Wow.
My much older sister was trying to turn me to her kind of music.
Now, before we
That's
go to Caelan, what are the chances that Caelan has ever owned a cassette?
0. Actually, his own. I believe he's been around them, but I don't think he ever, I want that particular cassette.
He's owned a
I
cassette.
just don't think that's...
I think we're all in agreement. So let's
Zero
find.
chance.
Let's find out. Has Caelan Biehn ever owned a tape cassette?
I have owned one tape cassette.
And
it was actually to put in the car with a wire attached. So you could
So-
plug it in.
It didn't have music on it. It didn't have music on it.
Get out
No,
of here.
that's
I was
a-
playing my
The
phone
most
in the car.
millennial answer you could have
That's an
given
IO.
us.
That's not a. That's not.
Thank
a, yeah.
you. Jackoff Remak.
What?
Oh. Jakov. Jakov.
Chakov.
I want to keep it to whatever you said
Jack
first
off.
time.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Jack off remix. What was that?
Rimac, R-I-M-A-C.
Raymock. I'm sorry. Jack off Raymock.
Jackoff Remak. He says,
Did I just say this?
he says he's mainly posting here to see
You
if
would
the
make a
Boba
horrible
Boys.
parrot.
He's mainly posting this here to see if the Boba Boys will attempt to pronounce my name on air. Well, we did.
mission accomplished.
There you go.
I did it right.
And also, he put up a little poll, or it was a meme. Caelan, you're gonna. I already know Caelan's answer, but I'm curious to hear the other guys too. One must be eliminated from this group of 4: bacon, donuts,
Yeah, I'm obvious.
sushi, taco. What gets eliminated?
One must go.
One must go. Caelan's is donuts.
Clearly.
Mine is also donuts.
Wow.
What about you guys? Bacon, donuts, sushi, tacos. Gary's is probably sushi.
Mine also sushi.
I'll go donuts.
And,
Nice.
There's other sweets.
Gary, did I get you right? You could speak for yourself. You don't have to.
Yeah,
You read donuts too because of your health regiment.
oh, fuck that.
All right.
Your health clan.
Health regimen. Sushi can fuck off twice.
Oh, wow.
Right. Hey, buddy, want to get donuts after this?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then Stephanie Lynn Rinker piles on, and she just writes, very controversial, but she just wrote burrito, greater than taco.
Strong.
It's
Burrito's compact. It's like a Hot Pocket. It's like the original Hot Pocket.
I agree. I like a burrito more, but the thing is, I like having variety, so I will typically choose more tacos. But if I'm just getting 1v1 and still get the same amount of food, like I'm as full as I am, a burrito is much more pleasurable to me.
Yeah. It's tacos all the way.
Especially if you're rubbing yourself.
I don't know if you guys remember this
while you eat it.
this food segment that I did where we try to figure out the best food.
What was this? Was this on the? What show was
We
this
did it
on?
on this water cooler
Was
show.
it a sword and scale?
Yeah, it was a sword and scale. Taco was my darling.
Yeah.
That was quickly slaughtered, crumbled. Just saying. Taco all the way. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
By the
it's
way, you guys, on either Wednesday or Monday, I'll be bringing Caelan a double serving bread pan of a lasagna that he can cook in his own oven. And he gets Mona's lasagna
I
because
am
he was
so
the
excited.
only one who was on Team Lasagna
Hell yeah.
for this.
Nice.
Shit.
Finally paying
Mona
off.
D made lasagnas all day Sunday. Had lasagna
man, I'm
for dinner
excited.
last night.
She spent a whole day and you had her punitively not make us lasagna?
Make sure
No,
less
she
than you
made,
were
she
going
made,
to.
she made 6 of those lasagnas, and I can part with one of them.
Hey, guys, I
I'm
just
going to enjoy
got
the hell out of that.
an alert here. Kathy buys you surf and turf. That's pretty sweet, right? Let's see. Brian Carver, he put up a picture of a nature-cooled C- during a spring break in Arizona. I like that. Just a nice can of Coors Light.
Where
the
did
snow.
you nature
In the-
curl it?
in the snow.
In the snow in Arizona.
Yeah.
Looked delicious. Those Rocky Mountains, very blue.
So northern Arizona, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ron Drake just put, Chris, Laxamana, were you mountain biking in Thousand Oaks Saturday? If not, saw your doppelganger wearing a Tagalog phrase jersey. I saw Kamusta. Are there 2 of you? There are 2 of us. It was not me. I don't think you would have thought it was me just by looking at us. We don't look that much alike, but we kind of look alike. I don't know.
The
seen
other
that.
Chris
Was not me.
Laxamana?
Yeah. Dawson's met him.
The chances are it was just a third Filipino man who was biking.
Yeah.
True. Very
That
true.
Is really the highest
thanks a lot.
likelihood.
Did you talk to him and say, "Hey, are you Chris Laxamana?" How did he know that it's Chris? He's talking about a doppelganger.
Yeah.
He didn't know that this guy's name could have possibly been Chris Laxamana.
Yeah.
It was
He's
probably
talking
the-
about somebody who looks like.
Oh, are there 2
not
of you?
the other Chris.
Oh, well, then there
Laxamana.
is another guy that looks exactly like me.
Yeah,
I
the guy
posted
from-
him a few times.
That's what I was going to say. The guy from Ghost.
Yeah, you can find on my Instagram. Kevin McCarthy. Oh, this one was really nice. So he was just saying. So he's been posting stuff about how he has to have eye surgery every 2 weeks, and that's not the nice part. That sucks.
That sucks.
And he agrees. He says it sucks, but he says the support he gets from the Facebook group really helps him. He says, I'm a sad sack sometimes, but I appreciate a good thing when I see it. I have a diabetes group that no one ever reaches out on. 17,900 people, and I get nothing. But this army of Bobo Boys has reached out, offered to buy me merch, pay for my Patreon, offered a phone call. It sounds dumb, but you guys are the best, period. Woof fucking woof.
That is pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
WFW.
Thanks
for
to
sharing
everybody,
that,
and thanks for sharing, Kevin.
And yes, we have the best people. The best people in the world listen to this podcast.
Doesn't get better than this.
Just ask 3 former presidents.
There you go. And let's see, Devin DiCarlo, he just wrote pretty all right. He didn't just write that. Sorry, there's a picture attached to it. Remember we were talking about 10 Things I Hate About You?
Of course.
And how much that's Caelan's rom-com of growing up, and we all love it. It really is just an A+ movie. It's on Rotten Tomatoes, of course.
Better or worse than Citizen Kane?
I would watch it way more times.
Oh yeah,
Agreed.
Turning into Marge Simpson over here.
Yeah. Well,
Man,
the critic score, and the audience score for 10 Things I Hate About You, 69% for both.
Oh,
So
nice.
there you go. It
I'm
kind
gonna
of
have to watch it now.
It has become the official movie of the water cooler. So there you go.
Nice.
10 Things I Hate About You. Let's see. Courtney D. Nagy. She put, these are delicious. They have a little kick to them. Thanks, Dawson. Picture of Dots pretzels. Everyone's
Dots.
getting on Dots. Is Dots?
Thanks.
It's the
Laura Lee.
MSG.
I
That
don't
should
know.
be there.
They were awesome.
That should be there.
We should be thanking Laura Lee. She's the
Slogan.
one who provided our.
Oh, yeah, thanks,
I don't know why Dawson's getting any love for this.
I don't think Laura Lee bought Courtney's pretzels.
Well, that's a question for Laura Lee to answer.
You'd be amazed.
Rich McKinney, he just posted a picture. He
I
said,
wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
If she did, I would not be surprised.
Nor would
I just
I.
don't
Yeah.
think so.
Rich McKinney just put, enjoying my whiskey, my guitar, and a beautiful northern Arizona this weekend. And it's a picture of a nice serene backdrop there. And yeah, that's nice. He plays guitar. I love to play guitar outside, and I have a nice backyard, which I would like to do it, but I'm nervous that the neighbors might hear me. So
You're good though.
I never do it.
Wait, is that a different guy from the C-? Do we have 2 Bobo Boy Army members in Northern Arizona chilling this weekend?
Meet up.
Yes, we do.
Wow.
Rich and Brian, hook up. But yeah, I can't play even. Yeah, I don't want my neighbors to hear me. I'm like really weird about it. I think that neighbor lived below me those
that
years
guy
ago.
was-
I think he did something permanent. And I gotta get to the bottom of it. Mike J. Nilsson, he writes, "Am I the only one thinking that Chris should have his wedding in one of Adam's warehouses?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
It can get all wedding decorated out."
Oh,
there we go.
I'm sure.
And they can do their vows sitting in a Paul Newman car. Okay, a lot of people from all over social media have suggested that I get married at work and that I get married or I get married at Adam's
See,
house.
that
but-
would work if Chris was marrying Fondiler.
Now, not to mention the fact that one of the
taken.
people who works for Adam has done that before, and every time it's come up around me, he tells me it was the worst decision of his entire life.
Mike August got married at Adam's Malibu house. And yeah, he said it was very tough because it's not a place that you get married at. So there were a lot of things he overlooked. There's a lot of things that he spent.
There's no infrastructure built in, like a little bit of like wedding infrastructure, even if it's just an event space like the Sandbox that can go
Yeah.
fuck itself. Will
Mike August
really help.
also got his engagement ring for free on Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Yeah,
That's using the connections.
he
crowd.
is using.
That's a story about a genius on Dawson.
Yeah, Mike proposed live on Jimmy Kimmel
I'm
Live.
sorry, man, but if I was a chick, I would rather have a ring that somebody worked really hard and spent $100.
Do you know how long he worked on getting that promotion booked?
Who got like a $5,000, $10,000 ring for free.
Dots, I like this idea of you being a chick. So let's explore. Okay, so if you were going to get proposed to, what kind of proposal would you want? Do you want the big extravagant one? Do you want people there? Do you want the one-on-one?
Do you
I want to
the
be
photographer?
surprised.
You want to be surprised? Okay, you want to be surprised, Caelan.
Good call.
I want it to be a moment that only me and my new husband are going to share for the rest of our lives.
Okay, so you don't care about the extravagant.
No,
other
it's got to
people
be.
seeing.
It's got to be a fucking moment that for the rest of my life I'm going to look back and go, "That man loves me."
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Get
Okay.
those drops, Casey Pete.
Get this. And
Yeah, that would be it, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking if I were a chick.
new segment.
Yeah, have you released
Let's make that a
Yeah, as a
Patreon. Let's make that a Patreon.
No, I'm all for that, Dawson. I agree with you 1,000,000%.
He said chick like 4 times. You could totally make that song.
And
Go
then
for it.
again, see, I'm not going to marry an Instagram whore.
Whoa.
So, I mean, just because I'm not into that.
It was so heartwarming.
It was super sweet. Now you're back.
Yeah, you don't want
Sorry, I had to overcompensate.
you don't care about
I had to
posting it.
overcompensate.
Yeah, that was good.
I showed my soft white underbelly, and I had to fucking pull out a spear.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, Stuart Bradshaw also was talking about the wedding. He says, "Hey, Chris, let me help finance your wedding." And then he proposed that we do like a Venmo or fundraising thing or something like that. And I find that very, very touching. A lot of people actually reaching out because they want to help with the wedding. It's super nice. And of course, I'm getting all the messages. I will get back to you. And it really means a lot. I'm not asking for money, so it's okay. Like, I mean, trust me, there are way better places where that money can go. But I appreciate it. And yeah, we'll figure something out to do with them. You know, buy some lunch. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. No, I don't know. It's just I find it's just kind of weird for me.
Have you guys figured it out yet?
No. We have some leads, but it's it takes a while to lock it in.
There's a lot of wine country up in Santa Ynez, and
Yeah.
I know people who know people.
Yeah.
Why don't you just talk to one of the people I know and see what's there?
Thanks, man.
If you'd be
I will.
interested in that.
No, I'm definitely open
There
to
are
all
venues
suggestions.
out there, and maybe there's something.
Yeah. Thanks, dude. I appreciate
I
it.
know it's a hot. I could be completely wrong because it's a hot place. So who the fuck knows?
And then let's see. Oh, Ryan Huff, he says LMAO. That's laughing my ass off, Caelan. After all this time, I just realized Chris Laxamana is actually in that picture behind Dr. Phil. And yes, I sure am.
Great picture.
Once again, that picture's from a field trip I took when I was was going to film school, and we got an offer to go take a tour of Paramount Studios. 2 buses they loaded up of college kids, and I was so excited. One, we got to leave campus and go on a field trip.
Always the best.
Always the best.
Yeah.
And we get a full tour of Paramount Studios, or so we thought. We pull up, and they immediately usher us into the studio audience of a taping of Dr. Phil. Not one taping, but 2 tapings. And they say, you guys just got to sit here for a little bit, then we'll do the tour.
That's like 3.5 hours or 4 hours.
It was
right?
a long time.
That's a
2
long day.
tapings.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there, and they kind of walk over to me because there's a lot of white women there. And they kind of look in the audience, and they point to me, and they go, will you switch places with her?
Right.
Which is right behind where Dr. Phil stands. So in this sea of white women, there's one Filipino boy, and that actually is me.
That's your white privilege.
And I'm in the background of 2 episodes, and I got so many texts when those things aired. Are you on Dr. Phil? Because I popped out so much. As you can see in that photo, which is also my Twitter background, I pop out so much during the entire episode. Whenever it cuts to Dr. Phil, there's my face, like right coming out of it. It looks like I'm coming out of his shoulder. And then as soon as after the hours of taping ends, they load us back on the buses and they send us back to school.
No tour?
No tour.
Wow.
Get the...
No
You
tour.
know-
They just needed us for the studio audience.
You just reminded me. I haven't thought about this in a long time, but when Adam was on Dancing with the Stars and we were doing the radio show, they asked us who wants to go, and I'm like, "Well, it's my boss. We have to go. Everyone, you got to go."
Yeah.
So I went, and they sat me right behind Kimmel, right between Kimmel and Lynette in the audience, and I didn't have a real good hair game at this time. I just had a lot of fucking hair that was just like, there's, if you see it, there's a picture of me between Lynette and Kimmel, and one of my friend's mother-in-laws, every time I see her or I'm mentioned in the family, oh, he was on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. Yeah, same with me. I was on Dr. Phil.
You got a good hair game, though.
They should-
Much better now.
Thanks, man. But they should.
yeah.
I always say they should add it to like my IMDb or something because
Yeah.
I was very.
I liked the
I
hero
featured
who.
prominently.
I like the hero who photoshopped the actual opposite.
Oh,
That-
face swap.
that was
Yeah,
great.
I really appreciated that. Oh, and I have a challenge for everybody too. Since we're going over my old TV appearances, I am in the Sum 41 music video for the song "Underclass Hero." So go ahead and watch that music video and try to find me.
You're also on the news as a PlayStation 4 user.
Yeah, just PlayStation user.
PlayStation user, sorry.
Which, was a great choice for my Tinder profile.
You are really building a resume, bro.
Yeah.
Update that IMDb.
I think I'm gonna put on my webpage just every still of me. Like in the
Let's
background.
go around the horn really quick with one question. Something just happened. There's a news crew out there. They want to comment. Microphones in your face. Do you give a comment or you just say, I'm not going to be on fucking TV?
This is what's the scenario?
Any news story, reporter, they need somebody to be on TV on the 5 o'clock news and you're the one. Do you do it?
I 1,000,000% do it. And I'm always a little cheeky about it. I was so mad in that PlayStation when they used like 5 seconds of me. I stood there for 10 minutes giving an interview. So yeah, they really edited
I'd probably
me.
do it.
Probably depends on the topic.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I'd say, fuck you. Nope.
Fuck off.
Fuck off. I got a lot of zoo goers here.
I gotta
Fair
pet a
goers
goat.
here.
I need a corn dog.
Damn it. Anyway, those are listener comments. Thanks to everybody for writing in. Everyone's favorite segment, listener comments and clan mail. All right, we got a Shea Fondiler.
Real fast, can I jump in with a question? I thought this was going to be in comments, but Matt mentioned Tower Records, a now defunct record store.
Oh,
and it
yeah.
made me think of the fact that, are you guys aware there's a new documentary coming out this week?
Yeah.
Just in life, there's several.
I'm aware of the
documentaries.
irony of it.
It's coming out
That
on
the
Netflix.
company who put
Ooh.
a company out of business
Oh,
has now
yeah.
produced a documentary of the putting out of business of that company.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
There is a blockbuster documentary coming this week to Netflix.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I
is
didn't,
cool.
I didn't include that.
Oh
But
my god,
are we just trendsetters, Matt?
we really are, dude.
We're certainly influencers.
We're content creators.
We're all of the above.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And a cultural phenomenon.
And for sure.
Of
For sure.
all things.
That's easy.
At least that.
Is it just the Blockbuster story?
I think it's the story of the demise of Blockbuster, but
Of
you
the
know what?
demise.
You're going to find out because I'm hereby assigning it as homework for this weekend for all four of you.
My
Yeah.
dog ate it.
I think it actually features what is the last Blockbuster, which is in Oregon. And it kind
I
of
see.
documents that, too, as it being the final Blockbuster that's still around.
There's a
Interessante.
great South Park Halloween episode where Randy buys an abandoned Blockbuster and moves the family in, and it turns into a parody of The Shining, of them all going slowly crazy.
Yeah.
And it's incredible.
There's also, what's the one where they're all the Lord of the Rings guys?
Yep.
They're thinking that they're getting Lord of the Rings from Blockbuster, but they accidentally get a porno.
That's right.
And then Butters turns into like Gollum with it. That's one of my favorite
Another
episodes of South
classic.
Park.
That's a good
Blockbuster
plot point.
reference.
I haven't seen all that through. That was good. Like, oh my god, dude, that's real.
All right, so we have some Shea Fondiler, but real quick, Dawson has a story about the smokehouse that is
Kind of funny.
kind of
Funny. All right, so real quick. So my mom and I, we've had this tradition that we always go to the smokehouse on or around my birthday. She comes for a weekend. We go to the smokehouse. We hit the bar. Gary at the bar makes us good drinks. We drink Manhattans over. And there's always there's a lot of barflies there, but there's always this one lady that's always there. And she's awesome and she's sweet. And one time, the only two seats at the bar were her seat and the seat next to hers. And I told my mom, I said, hey, we can go sit there, but I'm going to have to get up because that's not my seat. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you'll see. So we go and sit, and then I see that woman coming. I'm like, here you go, dear. Anyway, we ate our wonderful prime rib and baked potatoes and mixed veggies out on the outdoor patio, which was okay. It's okay. And the food stayed warm enough. As we're leaving, that woman was, at a table kind of across. So her and I were seated so that we could see each other for hours. And at one point, she's looking at me, I'm looking at her, and I say, hello, my dear. How are you? It's good to see you again. And I hold up my drink, and she pretty much returns the same thing. Now, she looked at me as if she might have known me, but she acted as if she might have known me. we've had several interactions over the last 5 years. I don't know if she knew me or not. Here's the best part.
She is someone who has like a permanent seat at a bar, so you never really know.
Right, exactly. Everybody knows her.
Sure.
She's just returning the courtesy. As my mom and I are walking out of the patio, her and I catch eyes again, and I say everything, whatever. I start the conversation. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. And she starts to return it. And now she's treating me she's being very endearing. She's being very nice. She's enjoying having this conversation with her. There are 2 other people at her table, also barflies. One of the guys he turns around and he looks at me, and his face, and I could see his face goes, oh shit. And then he goes, I'm so sorry. What is your name? I'm sorry. I forgot your name. And I look at him and I go, oh, that's the other guy, man. I'm not him.
Nice.
And I grab my mom and I go, let's get out of here. And we walk to the door. And as we walk kind of in, I glance back, and now I've got not only that table, the entire fucking restaurant is watching us exit. Somebody thinks that I'm somebody. Because movie stars eat here all the fucking time.
Sure.
All the time. Last time we were there, we had dinner 10 feet away from Octavia Spencer, right in her Oscar kick. 2 years ago. So anyway, it was really, really funny.
Dude.
Celebrity for a minute, man.
And made my mom laugh, and we joked about it. And we remembered the time, I remember in Dumb and Dumber, remember the PI that they get to eat all the shitty sandwich?
Sure.
That guy was down the bar from us, then having dinner a few feet away from us. And then as my mom and I'm driving my truck out, that guy's sitting on the bench. I don't know if he's smoking a cigarette, but it's smoking a cigarette bench. And mom goes, Michael, drive slow. I want to take a picture of this guy. I'm like, okay. So we're just getting out of the parking lot.
Hollywood, baby.
We're in my truck. My mom snaps a picture, and the whole truck just fucking flashes.
Oh, yeah. God.
And this dude's right there, and I'm like, all right, I'm hitting the gas. Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, your mom went to the Mike August School of Photography, because I remember one time John Hamm was here looking at Adam's cars, and Mike was just trying to sneak pictures candidly, just to have them while John Hamm. But the flash was on every time, so we'd hold it like waist high. But the flash would go off every single click that he would do, and he would like pretend he's not looking. It was like, dude, come on, man! You're shining a huge light onto the guys. But
that was my story. That was kind of funny. Maybe.
I do know how you feel. One time, I went to the Comedy Store with 3 friends, and there's a comedian there, Tony Hinchcliffe, who's a friend. And he told everybody at the Comedy Store, comedians and audience members, that we were the Arcade Fire. And the thing is, nobody knows really what those guys look like. So the entire night, we were getting drinks, bofras. People were like, dude, love you guys. Like, nobody would bother looking us up. Yeah, so to everybody, we were the Arcade Fire for the night.
Fucking hats off to Hinchcliffe.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, it was awesome. All right, well, we do have a Shay. You want to get into it, Matt?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. Let's get into some Shay Fondiler.
Oh no! What type of foods might we hear of today? What might be the price? What might be the venue? So let's find out. It's time for Gary to say, hey Matt,
what's on the menu?
Well, my wife and I were going to go to brunch over the weekend. This place called Home. It's really nice, built around this beautiful tree. But LA's starting to slowly open back up.
Is there a red door?
You would hope so. There might be a door there.
Yeah, I need you to announce the color of door at every place you eat now.
I should. But we got to this restaurant, and it was an hour wait, which is just too long.
Unheard of.
Just way too long. So we quickly jumped onto Yelp and found another place that we'd never been to before called the Lady Bird Cafe. And it's in Echo Park. It's kind of over by Dodger Stadium. And it took from Hollywood crisscrossing through this, hipstery LA neighborhood. Took us a fair bit of time to get over there. And when we got there, there was a gigantic line around the block. And I just thought, fuck, here we go again.
Oh, gosh.
But when we got a little closer, we discovered that this restaurant had lines on both sides. One was to eat in the garden area, which was the line around the block. And the other line had one person in it, and it was just basically first available. And the rest of the seating was actually really nice looking. So we'd already been to another restaurant before, so I told my wife we're absolutely getting in the line with one person in it. And sure enough, we got seated in the garden area.
Hey.
So after all those times where you get sat in the crappy parking lot seats,
yeah, we finally got
some balance there.
Before we went into the restaurant, there's this older couple, probably like in their 70s, and they got in line behind us, and they were like, "Have you been to this place before?" And we're like, "No." I'm like, "Oh, neither of us. We heard about it on the news." And my brain immediately went to, did someone die here? Like, why was this on the news?
Yeah.
But I didn't
E. coli
ask him.
There was a murder.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what a weird. I should have asked
Let's
him.
get a reservation.
So we had an incredible garden seat, and what we ordered, we like to do, I mentioned this before, we do one sweet and one savory, and then we do splitsies. So everybody gets to try a little bit of everything else.
We all know splitsies, man.
We all know splitsies. Yeah. So the savory was the fried egg sandwich, which is on sourdough bread, had bacon on it, but they used Gruyere cheese, which I thought was a pretty nice little twist. Yeah. But what really made this dish sing were the side dish, which was Pamplona potatoes, which I'd never heard of.
Caelan doesn't look like he
if
even
it's not hash browns,
approves.
I don't want them.
Well, they're like, diced up breakfast potatoes. And what looked like, and as my wife said, are there pepperonis in this? But it wasn't pepperonis. It was thinly sliced chorizo that was then cooked in with the potatoes. So it was spicy and savory.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Pamplona, huh?
Pamplona
You know
potatoes.
language is arbitrary, right?
Sure it is.
Okay.
Now, Chris, you mentioned earlier the signature item. How you see it on the menu, you got to get it. If they got to put the little initials next to it or a little symbol.
A little feature, a little box around it.
Right. So for the sweet dish, their signature item were lemon poppy seed pancakes with homemade blueberry jam, whipped cream, and not maple syrup, but honey.
Sure. And you just get it the way they gave it to you.
Just as God intended it.
Thank you.
And it was fucking delicious. So all the food was incredible. The atmosphere, even if we had gotten seated in the other section, it would have been a great experience. But that garden area was pretty dope. I don't know if you want to wait in a huge line like that, but wait in the other line, baby.
Now, Matt, let me ask. I'm sure the garden was lovely, but when you were looking at that menu, making your selections, did you have any option paralysis?
No, I did not.
Okay.
They didn't open for that show. But you know what?
They didn't.
I will say
they're full band only. They don't travel without the horns.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. One complaint. I don't know if you guys have had this experience before. This restaurant, the music was coming out of like a Bluetooth speaker. And a lot of restaurants, I feel like that's kind of how they get music out, especially onto the patio and stuff. The music was skipping.
Oh, no.
And once my ear cued into it, because it was just background music, you didn't really think about it, but they played like a song I was familiar with. So I was like, oh, yeah, I like this song. And then I realized that every 8 seconds, it would just sort of dip out and then come back in again.
It's because the guy's scratching those vinyls up.
I know why.
Oh, why, Dawson?
Because when this person took their own music collection and transferred it all to MP3 so that they could play it, they forgot that a few of those CDs that they have that they put into their music collection have fucking scratches on them.
Oh, that could be what it is. It's actually burned into the track.
And that's the way they...
Why would they not stream it?
Yeah.
Well, I assumed that it was a stream.
It's not a stream if it's skipping.
Who's going to import that much music? Look at all these streaming services.
That's a nightmare. I would have all of these conversations would have been going on in my head as soon as I noticed it. Like, this is fucking absurd.
What it sort of made me, what it reminded me of is like if you are listening to your phone's like synced up with your car, and then you get a text or something, and it'll sort of dip the music out for the text, and then it'll come back up again.
That could have been it.
That's kind of what I thought it was. I just wasn't hearing a
then
text.
maybe it wasn't skipping. It was.
But
it
yeah,
might have
but
been
somebody,
that.
whoever's phone was hooked up, was like super popular and
blowing up.
It was blowing up for our entire fucking brunch.
Yeah, or a drug dealer.
It could be that too. But the restaurant was in a residential neighborhood, which I think is kind of cool when you're in like a cool neighborhood and then there's just like a beautiful restaurant in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So all in all, a great experience. We will be going back there, and I'm going to try it for dinner too because it looked like it would be nice.
Yeah.
And that's what's on the menu.
Yeah. Ooh. I like the honey on the pancake thing. I'm all for that.
I also like the blueberry up against the lemon.
Oh, it was great.
Me too.
Sounds delightful.
So good.
Mouth
so good.
is watering. All right. Well, I think we got everything. Thanks again to everybody for listening. I want to remind you, if you want to sign up for a Patreon, it's very easy. Just go to patreon.com/watercooler. And you get a second episode a week. So if you had a great time now, imagine having twice as much fun every week. And I will give you a little tease. This next episode, this next Patreon episode, we have some
Eggvidence.
Oh.
Yes, we've been working on a 3-week mystery or a 2-week mystery right now that's becoming 3 weeks, and we actually have some hard evidence that we will explore.
Possibly
We're like
of a poultry geist.
2 segments away from becoming the Scooby Gang. You guys
Segment.
realize that, right?
Yeah, 2 segments away. The Scooby Gang. All right, so thank you again to everybody for listening and contributing, whether it's the Facebook group or you're tweeting us, YouTube comments, whatever. It means a lot, and it blows our mind that you guys even care what we have to say, but we like being a part of this too. So thank you again, and let's get our plugs in. Caelan, what do you got?
Don't worry about me.
Gary, what do you got?
So last week I plugged the Instagram of the Royal Canine OC, which is a place called the Royal Resort that boards and trains dogs and stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of you guys went and signed up for their Instagram, subscribed to their Instagram, and I want to thank you very much for that. That business is associated with a family member of mine, and I didn't give them a heads up that I was doing this. So the Bobo Boys flooded the page and started following incessantly, and then they picked one post of these 2 dogs, and they just commented woof woof over and over again and pro puppy and stuff. It really freaked out the owners, and they had a rainy day on like the next day, and they had like a meeting to like try to figure out where all these new followers were coming from and what woof woof meant, and whether or not there was some like activist group that was
It's
like
a dog
coming after
whistle.
them.
It's a dog whistle.
And then there was a mention made to my wife, and we were able to clear it all up.
Oh,
So
that's funny.
they're very thankful that people are following them. It's just a feed with a bunch of really cute puppies. You can do it. You can follow it if you didn't at the Royal K and then the number 9 OC.
And let's
sure you
find
bark
that
at them.
and let's find that post and keep the barks going.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's 2 puppies. Not hard to find.
All right, Matt, what do you got?
Well, you can follow me on Twitter at Matt Fondiler. I will second Chris's plug of our Patreon shows. Please subscribe. And we mentioned it earlier, Sword and Scale. It's a true crime show that I write for and work for, and one of my episodes is coming out in the next couple weeks, and I'm pretty excited about it. So I'll repeatedly mention it, but if you want something creepy to listen to, Sword and Scale.
Nice.
All right, love it. Sword and Scale, more true crime from Mr. Fondiler. Dawson, what do you got?
Bobo Boy Army Worldwide LLC.
No.
No.
Don't you do it.
Steve.
I want you guys to go there.
Shroom Tracker.
And I have a serious question for all of you listeners. We have opportunities coming up to do a live water cooler this summer. We have 2 options, 2 very, very good options. I'd like to do them both, but one of them is up in wine country in Santa Ynez, close to Santa Barbara.
That's
Another
at the venue
one,
Chris is going to get married at, right?
Another one
be
is
at
in
Chris's
Joshua
wedding.
Tree. Nah, this place is too small to host Chris' wedding.
It's a live
I've already
water
pitched
cooler.
that. Jen, what if our wedding was a podcast? Can we do
I mean, we're talking, I don't know, capacity 100 in that place.
Not enough.
And
Can't even get our
maybe-
Patreons in there.
Maybe a Joshua Tree would be a camping thing on several fenced-in acres. Take a lot more infrastructure, but totally doable. I just want to know how many people are actually in the area, and if you would come out to something like this, and we'll go ahead and explore it and make it happen. But it'd be cool. It'd be cool to do a live water cooler again, and we can do that in Santa Ynez, and we can do that in Joshua Tree.
I just got one confirmation already. Me.
Hey.
Wow.
Yep.
That's nice.
I like it. I like
That's
it.
great.
All right. And as for me, once again, just sign up for our Patreon and share the show with a friend. Hopefully we're bringing some good vibes to everybody, and people
Some stokins.
Hopefully we're doling out stokins, and we got a lot more to give out. So please share the show with a friend and spread the stokins.
If for no other reason, we are this close to 69 plus 69 plus 69 plus 69.
Yeah, we are very,
Come
very
on,
close.
the landmark.
Four-banger.
Woo! The four-banger. All right. We'll see you later for the Patreon episode. We love you. Goodbye.